Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ultimate Manifestation Podcast. I am your host, Reverend Sean Robert Grant, a.k.a. Sean Robert Grant, whatever you want to call me. I am here to listen because it's all the same. Hope all is fantastic to all of you wonderful listeners. I got to tell you, I'm going to start this off by saying how thankful, how grateful and appreciative I am to each and every one of you. I've been checking out the statistics, and I know I've been MIA for a bit, mainly just because I've been doing a lot of different things in work and life stuff. But I'm happy to be back. But anyway, I just wanted to take a minute or a moment to say how thankful and grateful I am to so many individuals around the world listening. I mean, we've got listeners in South Africa. We got listeners in Iceland. We've got listeners now. Welcome. A new audience in India now is tuning in. Australia, I think I've seen, Spain, Germany, all these places. It is absolutely phenomenal to think that we're reaching that many people. And it's really, really enjoyable and just uplifting to know, like, you know what, I can help somebody who lives oceans away from me. And that's what it comes down to, because the reality of it all, the spirituality of it all, is that we're all connected. And that's what matters. So thank you guys in advance for that. Got a great message for today. Just want to throw this out here, guys. If you have any questions, any type of feedback or, correspondence, please write to me at shaung04@gmail.com, and I will answer your question, your comment, your feedback as best as I can. Excuse me. And look forward to hearing from you. So getting into today's message, supercharging your manifestations. Holy cow, what a title, right? What a title. So I love this because one of the most fun or funnest, I think funnest, right? Anyway, one of the most exciting things about manifestation is when you can really begin to expand the way you manifest, and you really start to let go of all your blocks, and you really start to let go of all your junk from the past that's holding you back. It's really exciting to see how life begins to just expand in that way. That's the perfect word I can put, or even shift from one paradigm to another. I look around me right now, and I'm just once again in such gratitude, because so much has expanded. My paradigm has shifted so much, even since I started this podcast. And I think back in 2017. So, if you do the work, right, you will see the results of it. And it's all a matter of mind. The law of mentalism states we live in a mental universe, meaning everything is powered by thought, which comes directly from us to the universal mind, just to give you some science on that if you don't know already. And it is without a doubt extraordinarily, wonderfully possible to live the life that you choose when you're doing exactly what you need to do to make those things happen. Okay, so we're going to get into right now supercharging our manifestations. And what we have to understand, if we don't understand this yet, is that the world is vibration. The language of the universe is vibration. I've got an episode that I did a while back. It's called the language of the universe, or the universe's language is vibration. Once you understand that the universe moves in vibration, and if you don't know what vibration is, I'm going to simplify it for you. Vibration is the way that you feel. It's the way that you resonate to the rest of every single thing around you that carries an energetic coding, an energetic frequency to it. Okay, so whenever you hear somebody say, oh, good vibes, bad vibes, they're basically talking about the vibration that something or someone is carrying is either good or bad. But the reality is energy is neither good or bad. It's either high or low, fast or slow. And so to manifest or supercharge your manifestations, you want that energy to really be high energy or fast energy. And that's what's remarkable about what we're able to do once we tune in to the reality of how this stuff works. So getting back, once again, the universal language is vibration. It's energy, right? And that means that you can only manifest things you are in resonance with, right? And so law of attraction states that like attracts like, but sometimes it's even more varied than that. Now, I won't get too far into this because it can be confusing, but sometimes you possess something energetically that someone else needs who is not necessarily on the surface level a seeming vibrational match, but on a deeper subatomic level, they're matching with you. And that's why you're like, why is this person coming into my life? Well, it's because on a deeper level, you guys share similarities, right? So if we know in our hearts, in our minds, that we can only manifest, right, what we are. We can only manifest what we are vibrating at the time. We can only manifest what we're in energetic resonance or frequency with. Here's what's going to happen, right? Every vibration that you give off is translated back to the universe, and the universe gives it not right back to you. There's a little bit of lag time, but you're going to see your life is going to be flooded with things that are at the very core, right, of your being, resonant with your vibration. It does not matter. The house you live in, the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the places you frequent, the foods you eat, whatever it is, it's all in resonance, right? And resonance just means it's the same as they say in one of the foreign countries I've been to, same vibration, same resonance, right? It does not make any difference as far as what's happening on the outside. What makes all the difference is what's happening within. And this is valuable, okay? This is super valuable because you got to look at your life. You got to look at everything outside you. You got to look at the people. You got to look at the physical, the material symbolisms that are showing up as your energy to really see where you are with your energy, with your vibration. You got to look at that and you got to take an honest look. Is this something I am happy with? Is this something I'm content with? Because if it is, applaud yourself because you're doing an amazing job, right? If it's not, then that's okay because we got to go within. We got to say, you know what? I really like to change this. So I'll tell you, like, for years, I drove the junkiest, most broke down possible car you could drive. And I mean, this was a long time ago, but now that I know what I know and looking back at it, I'm like, what in the world would have me drive a car that was just falling apart? And the reality is my life was falling apart on the inside. So my car had to reflect that, right? When you walk in certain neighborhoods and you see that the buildings are falling apart and the houses have mold on the side of it and the roof is caving in and all of these things are happening, it is a reflection of the internal state of being, the internal vibration of the people that frequent the house. I'm going to give you a prime example of this. This is really amazing. So my wife is really into gardening and we just bought a new home and she made it a point to plant some of the most beautiful, amazing plants around, our space, our new home, and just absolutely gorgeous. And so we watched as these plants begin to thrive. We've been here a few months now. We've watched as these plants begin to thrive and, basically just blossom and come into their own. And you don't think about it, but it's the energy that you carry that affects how these plants function, right? So, case in point, we leave for an entire week. Okay. We leave for an entire week. And I think it might have been longer than that. We were on vacation, and we come back, and this one flower is just so beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful flowers you ever want to see. It's like pink, purple, and white flowers and big green leaves, and it just sprouts and blossom. We got back, and it was completely dead. Right? We had an oak tree at the front of our home that used to be there that we pulled out, and we got the stump grinded and stuff like that. And we replanted some sod. And before we left, the sod was brimming with life. It was green. It was amazing, right? Come back, it's all dead, right? All brown, everything gone. And so I couldn't believe it. And then it clicked. I understood it's vibration. It's the vibration. It's the life force energy that's coming off of us that are keeping these plants alive and well, right? The actions that we're taking from that vibration, but more importantly, the internal state of being that keeps these things alive and vibrant. And when we left, those two in particular suffered immensely. So we get back into watering this plant. We're sending it love. And I want to say in about 3 or 4 days, the plant revived itself. It was great. The grass started to come back into being green again, and everything was back to normal once our resonant vibration was back in place, right, after being gone away for so long. So I tell you that story to really show you that your surroundings, right, are indicative of what's going on within you. Okay? Your surroundings are indicative to what's going on within you. Now, if we know that, how can we supercharge a manifestation to change it? Okay? How can we do that? Well, easy. The one thing you got to do is get out of the present vibration that you're already in, right? Because that vibration is just going to give you more of what you got. So you got to create a change. And sometimes this is as simple as moving around furniture, painting, some scratches, painting over some scratches that you have around the house or the apartment or something like that. Buying a small new piece of furniture, lighting. For me, sometimes it's even lighting candles in all of the rooms that I'm in, because the smell creates such a calm, just resonant feeling of beauty. It's just something with me in candles. Whatever it is that you need to do, you've got to change it. And you got to start by changing something quickly, because here's what happens. Your body has the ability to change the way your mind thinks and change the way that your energy feels, right? And so you want to use your body in that regard. You want to use that kinesthetic awareness to be able to call forth a higher vibration. Okay. So once we get to a place where we are going to change our vibration, we want to start asking questions, right? And the reality is, you don't have to stay in any vibration. The universe is set up where you can be in a low vibration right now, and like a couple minutes later, you can be riding on sunshine. And I've done this, like, where I'll drive to the grocery store and I'll work my vibration the entire time I'm in the car for like 30-minute drive. And I get out, and all of a sudden I'm getting deals at the grocery store. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's helping me. All this amazing stuff is happening because I've basically peaked my vibration on the ride over, right? So understanding that energy moves high, low, fast, slow. We got to get to the high energy. We got to get to the fast energy, right? And the biggest thing you can do right away to get your energy moving at a higher, faster vibration is, one, be truthful with yourself, right? Actually, you know what? I'm going to get back into that. The number one thing you can do is laugh. Laughter indicates a playfulness. Playfulness indicates an ability to enlighten oneself, which enlighten means to lighten up. once we lighten up, we become more playful, we become more light, we become more jubilant with life and more easygoing. See, it's seriousness in life that takes us to a place where we suffer because we're so serious about things, where we just, instead of just brushing it off, like when you're a kid and you fall and you scratch yourself, sometimes you don't even know you scratch yourself. You're just interested in continuing to play. Imagine if we took that same idea or mindset or paradigm into adulthood. Oh, you know what? I fell. Let me just brush myself off and continue to play and have fun and begin to make life fun, right? Because that's another thing. We get robbed of that as we begin to move into adulthood. And now, I mean, kids are being robbed of it even quicker because there's so much pressure. Like, to put a pressure on your child when they're less than 17 or 18 years old is to me, it should be a crime, because that child should be able to feel what it's like to feel good and not feel anxiety and not feel pressure and not feel like the world is ending and coming down on top of them. No, we've got to be playful. We've got to lead and go to the stuff that brings us the most joy. So the first thing you're going to do, even before you begin to realize the truth, is you're going to laugh. You'll laugh your ass off. And I don't care. Sometimes that's just turning on your favorite show. I have a show that is like 16, 17 years old that I watch all of the time because it makes me laugh. And I watch it at night and I love it. And it's the funniest thing. And it just keeps me giggling and laughing. And I will never get tired of it. I'll watch the reruns because the comedy in it is absolutely phenomenal. But I leave that show feeling like I've experienced a higher vibration. And I just love that feeling, right? So you could do something like that. You could do something in your own life where you thought something was funny and you laugh about it and you remember it. And I'm telling you, it's going to change your energy, right? So that's one way to supercharge it, right? Laugh, have fun, be playful, do something extraordinarily silly, like go in the middle of your house and just start busting out the most boisterous, over the top dance move that you can do. And I promise you're going to feel better about it because you're being silly. Being silly means being light, and you want to take yourself lighter. Okay. Now, the other thing I was talking about is we've got to discover the truth. Right. And the reason I say the truth is because the truth vibrates faster than anything else. And what I mean by truth, I mean the highest form of consciousness. Right. And that, look, if you believe in God, that's wonderful. But you got to believe in something that is of a higher nature, that, call it intuition, call it universe, whatever it is that's guiding you. If you're listening to this podcast, I'm pretty sure you do believe in it. But that has to be a stalwart in your life. Because if it's not, you're falling short of the truth, right? And the reason why this is important is because what you're going to do next is you're going to ask yourself questions. What makes me feel the absolute best? What makes me feel so good inside, right? And when you ask these questions, I want you to do an exercise for me, right? I want you to say 5 times in the most extreme, exciting way possible, what makes me feel so good inside? 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 I want you to do that. And I want you to see how you feel right after you do it. Okay? I'm going to do it with you again. We're going to go 5 minutes. I'm not going to yell into the mic because I don't want to blow your ears out. If you're driving in a car, just use your voice, right? Just adjust as you need to. We don't want anybody to get into any accidents. But ask yourself right now, what makes me feel so good inside? 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 Right? Now check in with how you're feeling. Right? You know what just happened? You got excited. Your body got into it. And now your mind, if it hadn't given you a thought just yet, right? Mine went straight to podcasting, right? Mine went straight to having freedom. Like it started giving me all these ideas. Not only did it give me the ideas, it made me feel so much better. After doing it, I was already feeling pretty good. But because I got in, I was like, I was getting the excitement going with it. It changed my state of being. It made a high vibration even higher. And you can do these types of things. You can, just by asking that question in that way that elevates you to a higher level, guess what happens? Your vibration changes instantly, which then does what? Supercharges your manifestation, right? All because you asked the right question in a vibrationally powerful way and you had fun with it, right? I guarantee you probably had a smile on your face as you were saying that. I said that a total, I think 10 or 12 times. I had a smile on myself. I had a smile on my face the entire time I was saying it. So I can promise you, you will feel the exact same thing. And the reason why I went there, because I find if we can get out of trying to get stuff, if we can get out of trying to have the bigger house, trying to have more money, trying to have, this humongous career, if we just go straight to the source of what makes me feel so good inside. Once you feel good and you resonate with that vibration that makes you feel good, guess what's going to happen? You're going to manifest all the things that make you feel good. And what is that? That's talking about more money. That's talking about greater love in your relationship, or relationship if you don't have it yet. That's more success in your career, more fulfillment, more peace of mind. All those things resonate with feeling good, right? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, that's all we really want, is to feel good within. And when we have that, man, lights out. Everything is rolling along, okay? It's a beautiful thing. So now that we have that vibration going, the last thing we're going to do to supercharge our manifestations is the affirmation aspect. And I learned this, and I'm going to give him credit because I love him. I think he's a stand-up guy. I think he's amazing. I've watched all his videos. Dr. David Snyder, and he's really well versed in this. And he talked about, he opened my eyes one time because he said, you know what? He's like, are you the type of person that does affirmations when you're feeling like shitty and crappy? And I'm like, I was like, yep. I was like, I'd get into a state of anxiety and then try to go recite affirmations, and then they do absolutely nothing. He says, well, this is what you got to do. You have to raise up your energy, get to the best feeling place that you possibly can, and then you got to say your affirmations, because then your affirmations become so much more powerful. Now let's see that in action, right? Let's see that in action. Like, let's say, okay, I just experienced a whole bunch of stress. I just got home, from a long day. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Like I said, I'm stressed out. I'm annoyed. And I start saying, I am a huge success. I am a huge success. Now, we take that and then we flip the side of the coin. Let's say we just did that session of what we just did of clearing stuff, and we're being truthful with ourselves, and we feel lighter and we feel good, and we start saying, I am a huge success. 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 And you can see there's so much joy behind it, it almost starts to turn into a song. And that has helped me so much, because I just start to get into a flow. And guess what? Everything in life is just a symbolism of what's going on within. If I'm saying that, if I'm feeling that within, right, it's going to manifest itself in the without, because I'm in the flow. Like just me saying, I am a huge success. 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 Like I'm singing and dancing at the same time. Boom. I just stepped into flow. I just stepped into a greater energy, a greater vibration. And that is what's going to manifest for me in my life And the next thing you know, my manifestations are supercharged. Why? Because I've taken care of the feeling within myself. And now it has to resonate on the outside. So, guys, earmark this podcast, listen to it, remember these methods. I may come back and do another episode on it again because it's such valuable information. But in a nutshell, you got to understand, if you're going to manifest something greater, the energy has to be higher. The energy has to be faster. The vibration has to be, because if not, it's going to carry out the same stuff. It won't have enough energy to garner the change. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to place ourselves in a position where when we do manifestation work, we do it from a higher state of being. And just start with feeling good, whatever that takes. Shake your body out, exercise, walk, run, shake, yell, scream, laugh, anything that will get you to that higher state of being, that higher, faster state of vibration is what you want to do. And I promise you, you'll be telling me how well this worked for you and how many things you're manifesting right now in your life. It's remarkable. So with that being said, from India to South Africa to Asia to Europe to America, where I'm at, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. This is a fun episode. Like I said, if you have any questions, please just write to me at shaung04@gmail.com, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Other than that, have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen, and a wonderful night and a wonderful morning, wherever you are. We will talk soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.